Tamil Nadu's top cop promises action on touts after Ndtv-Hindu's expose on seats in engineering up for sale. The DDP gets a copy of our report.
In terms of what you have given to us, we have to conduct an inquiry.
AIADMK chief plans more rallies, says the last Coimbatore rally has rattled the chief minister. You've heard of fake cops and now it's a fake police station. A court also busted. The Home Minister says he was a regular visitor to Prabhakaran's Kodambakam home, says he was no enemy but it was a path he didn't agree with.
இன்று தமிழர்கள் பகுதிக்கு பிரபாகரன் முடிசூடா மன்னனாக முதலமைச்சராகவே வந்திருக்க முடியும்.
These men saved 1,000 lives. Meet the heroes of the Virupuram men who averted many losses of life. Good evening, I am Radhika Iyer presenting to you headlines now at 8 p.m. The nation woke up to a tragedy on tracks today. A horrific train accident yet again in West Bengal, killing over 60 people. But unfortunately, it seems that the focus is not on investigation now, but on the politics that's being played out over the tragedy. Here's what's making headlines nationally. Tragedy hits the rail tracks in West Bengal once again. Over 60 feared dead after trains ram into each other near Jharkhand border. The Telugu Desam party in Andhra Pradesh goes on a strike against the arrest of Chandrababu Naidu. TDP chief's custody extended to 5 more days. In the midst of illegal mining controversy, the Karnataka Janardhan Reddy refutes charges. He says he's as pure as gold. Rains play spoil sport as play is called off for the second day. Lankan still in firm control of the test. The Director General of Police has now a copy of the NDTV report that we aired on Sunday on seats in engineering colleges which were actually up for sale. Let me elaborate. Ndtv-Hindu had reported the various touts that are on the prowl in the city selling engineering college seats whether or not you have merit, including those at Anna University for lakhs of rupees, sometimes even up to 18 lakh rupees. And the Chief Minister has reacted to this expose. Just about on Sunday evening, the Chief Minister ordered that a committee look into this very allegation, and now after Ndtv-Hindu has handed over evidence of the investigation to the police authorities, the police has promised action and in fact ordered a preliminary inquiry.
We have to inquire into the matter. First of all, if the institution says that they have not received anything, and if the record says that they have not received anything more than what they have given a receipt for, the question is to go to the person who has given the or who has received the money. There again, if there is nothing available in writing, it's going to be very difficult. So definitely, in terms of what you have given to us, we have to conduct an inquiry, a preliminary inquiry, and then the case is made out, we'll go ahead. But otherwise, no. In fact, you yourself have said that the institution has come forward and said that they have not received any such money. They do not encourage it, and that they will be taking action against the student or whoever has said that they have paid an extra 50,000 rupees. In the second case, it's just a doubt. So again, I suppose the university will check up and will come back.
A few things we have done that we have asked that our officers who have meeting with the inspectors collect the list of the candidates who fail, and the information that those who fail, these are the people who turn out to be the brokers. So that we should have list out of those people, first warn them, and so that they should not indulge in those activities. Second thing, I was told that those people have passed out and they have no job, but they are also indulging those activities. So we are collecting those lists and all.
All right, a suo motu case that's been filed against those touts based on Ndtv-Hindu's report. Moving on, it is getting more and more evident. The next election is going to be a do or die for both the chief of the DMK as well as the AIADMK. 6 days after the AIADMK chief held a massive rally in Coimbatore, she says her event and the response to it has jolted the ruling DMK. As of the DMK, the two sons of the DMK's party say that she will be wiped out this election.
இன்னும் ஓராண்டுக்குள் அதிமுக முடிவுக்கு முன்னுரை எழுதுகின்ற விழாவாகத்தான் இந்த விழா இந்த தினம் அமைய இருக்கிறது.
5 ஆண்டு கால ஆட்சியை பொறுத்தவரை 2011 முடிகிறது என்று கூட சிலர் கருதலாம். கவலைப்பட வேண்டிய அவசியம் இல்லை. தொடர்ந்து கலைஞருடைய ஆட்சிதான்.
Even as the ruling DMK's double-barrel guns are firing salvos at the AIADMK chief, the 86-year-old father is said to be upset. The chief minister has reportedly asked for a report to know how many members attended the opposition leaders' rally held in Coimbatore, the same city where he hosted the World Classical Tamil Conference. No wonder Jayalalitha in her latest statement reveals her state of mind. Jayalalitha says the AIADMK's rally has jolted Karunanidhi. Karunanidhi has been issuing statement after statement proving that the rally has not just jolted Coimbatore but also him. The AIADMK came alive with a bang. After long, the AIADMK chief held a public meeting and read out a well-scripted speech attacking the DMK governance.
ரொம்ப அருமையா நடத்துனாங்க அம்மா, ரொம்ப அருமையா நடத்துனாங்க அம்மா. இந்த ஆட்சி கண்டிப்பா வரணும்.
கோயம்புத்தூர் பொதுக்கூட்டத்துக்கு அப்புறம் எங்களுக்கு அண்ணாதிமுக மேலே மிக உற்சாகம் அதிகமாக இருக்குது. அப்போயே கோயம்புத்தூர் கூட்டத்துக்கு அடுத்த நாளே அண்ணாதிமுக ஆட்சி வந்த மாதிரி எங்களுக்கு தோணுது.
At Poets Garden, its hectic political activity, even leaders from the opposition camp are keen in marking their presence, and reports of AIADMK and Vijayakant's DMDK coming closer has raised high expectations. But DMK jokes about the DMDK.
Because Vijayakant first his alliance was with God. Then God I think had ditched him. Then he said that his alliance was with the people. You know that people have not accepted him. Let us see if Jayalalitha at least accepts him.
Amma apparently plans to do this more often. She is gearing up for yet another big show of strength in southern Tamil Nadu soon.
AIADMK party workers are hopeful that Amma's proactive measures will bring about a change of political trend ahead of the 2011 assembly elections. But how successful Jayalalitha will be remains to be seen. In Chennai, Shabir Ahmed for Ndtv-Hindu.
Okay, the political temperature seems to be clearly rising, and we have with us in our studio Mr. S. Murari, who's a political analyst, one of our favorites, of course. Mr. Murari, thanks very much for joining us this evening. Now, I'd like to refresh perhaps the memory of our viewers. We are discussing at the moment, we of course know that the political temperature is clearly rising in the city ahead of the assembly polls, one attacking the other, the war of words more bitter day after day. But the fact that in May, Madam Jayalalitha visited Kalahasti before she started her political campaign, she wanted to do a Rahu Ketu Puja. As a journalist, what would your first thought be at that time? What did you think the headline should have been?
She's following in the footsteps of MGR. He used to go to Kollur Mugambigai temple, though he came in the Dravidian tradition of no God and then one God and all that. But he had his own private belief, and that even within the DMK, many people have started openly displaying their religiosity. Yes. Even the other day, Rajati Ammal was seen in a temple doing special puja.
Yes,
so that's
being an
nothing.
atheist.
Yeah. Nothing wrong in that. Yes. Karnataka cannot impose his views on his own wife. Yes. He's perfectly free to practice what she believes in.
Yes.
I find nothing wrong in that.
Right. But the fact that, what did you think of it as an indication politically? Did you think that she wanted to be sure that this time around it doesn't go wrong, or perhaps disposing the evils of the Rahu and Ketu? Obviously an indication or something that media persons and close
I think
political
she believes
followers
in astrology more than in the people or the support she has, inherent support she has with the people. As shown in the last election, she went alone and she was able to win 60+ seats, which is a remarkable achievement.
All right.
So
her mantra now seems to be that after her latest rally at Coimbatore, she seems to believe, and her state of mind according to sources say that she's absolutely jubilant and is in a mood to have more rallies. Her next one is going to be down south. Considering the DMK leader from the south, Mr. Aragiri, of course, says she will be wiped out in the next election, just fiery salvos being dropped at each other. But do you think her mantra seems to be fine? Her way of conducting more rallies perhaps is a good way to reach out to her own party
members? There are two ways of looking at it. One is to hold rallies to boost the morale of the cadres. Now the charge against her is she has the ivory tower approach, she is inaccessible, and so she goes down, she goes to the street, she addresses public meeting, so she is visible to the cadres, so that enthuses the cadres to work harder for the party's victory. That is one way of looking at it. But The point is, these rallies are not spontaneous. They are organized.
And absolutely well scripted.
Yeah,
and
well,
arranged
leave her on the
for.
speeches. Leave her on the speeches. These rallies are organized. Her own supporters assemble around her, and she is misled into believing that is the total people's support.
Yes.
That she is living in a fool's paradise.
Absolutely.
The
And the
has,
attendance perhaps at these rallies is no way of, no indication perhaps of the kind of voters that, or the vote bank that one would predict. But sir, do you think that she has perhaps realized now that there's no point in living in her own cocoon? She has to reach out. Perhaps a reason why we saw her recent visit to party leaders, to cadre members, to make sure that she's there and she's accessible.
She's always active when the elections are near. Otherwise, you know, once she loses an election, she goes into a cocoon, and that's the way with Karunanidhi also. She, if he loses an election, he doesn't even attend the assembly. So this is a culture peculiar to Tamil Nadu. So this is an indication that she is getting ready for the elections, and that doesn't mean that she is going to change her ways. She'll be what she is. The point is, you know, how the alignments will come about. She has said in the Coimbatore rally, most significant point, that the cadres would have an alliance of their liking.
Yes.
Probably she means, you know, there are only three major players in the Tamil Nadu, two Kazhagams and the Congress,
yes.
the triangle.
Yes.
So probably she means she will be able to win the Congress away from the DMK. She tried it in 2009, she failed. She's still hopeful of winning the Congress away from the DMK. I don't know to what extent she will succeed, because it makes no sense. That will mean DMK pulling out of the government at the center. Karunanidhi will not allow that.
Absolutely. In fact, in the Coimbatore rally on the 13th, she went all out to criticize the DMK government for the kind of price rise and inflation, but still stayed clear of attacking the Congress most directly. Would you think that it's perhaps a do-or-die situation for the AIDMK chief now, or is it...
No, it's more a do-or-die situation for Karunanidhi, because it's going to be his last election. In fact, he even announced his retirement. He said he would announce his retirement in June, but he has put it off because of internal problems between Adhikari and Stalin. So, in any case, he is 86 plus, and in the next, whenever the elections are held next year or whatever it is, he will be 87. And his physique and health will not permit him to continue anymore.
Yes.
It's going to be his last election. So, this will be a do-or-die election for him. He wouldn't like to, he has never lost an election individually,
Yes.
at least for the party
and
also.
he wouldn't like to perhaps
have
a black mark on his track record.
He would like to leave a victory bouquet to Stalin.
Yes. What would Jayalalitha's frame of mind be at this stage, considering she's been benched for the last in the opposition, and she wouldn't obviously want to go back to the opposition bench one more time in the assembly? What do you think would be running in her mind these days, considering the political temperature has just gone up that much more?
Political temperature, if she is shrewd, she should realize there is an undercurrent of resentment against the government, what is called anti-incumbency factor. That is what the Stalin and others deny, because they talk about the achievement, 1 rupee rise to 1 rupee a measure for free color television, Kalaignar copy to the term, and so on and so forth. But to what extent this will mitigate the spiraling prices, which is affecting everyone, remains to be seen. And the power cut, these are two major issues that are going to be decisive in the next election.
Right. Are you seeing that the two political leaders, or at least the opposition for this moment, say Jayalalitha, would be preparing a manifesto or doing a homework in such a way that the manifesto is completely anti, say, inflation or price rise or maybe power?
See, this is again, you don't blame the state government for the price rise. Actually, it is the central government's fuel price rise.
Well, that's what the opposition seems to convey in the sense.
The people here, they don't want excuses. You cannot, DMK cannot express responsibility for the continuous price hike and the continuous revision of the petrol prices, because it's very much a part of the government at the center. So you can't have it both ways. You can't have a demonstration here and be part of the government which takes these unpopular decisions. So DMK has to take the rap for the petrol price hike and the consequent rise, all-round rise in prices. This is what the opposition parties will be focusing on, and of course the price rise and other farmers and other issues. As for manifesto, nobody takes the manifesto seriously unless Jayalalitha comes out with another competitive populism, manifesto promising,
or perhaps freebies like
freebies. What will decide is then more than the alliance, how she campaigns, how she is able to galvanize the people and make them to come and vote.
All right. Thank you very much for that insight, Mr. Murari. So it's clear that that the two big political veterans here in the state, both Jayalalitha as well as Karunanidhi, must be doing their kind of homework, and we will have to wait and see in the next few months, which will be very crucial before the assembly elections, to see what really what divorces take place in the political field, what marriages take place between the various parties, of course, which will play a very, very decisive role ahead. So interesting months ahead for the political scenario in Tamil Nadu. We will have to wait and watch for that. But moving on, another train disaster rocks West Bengal, derails normal life and leaves over 60 dead. home in Chennai, which is soon becoming the land of scams, it seems, a fake police station that's busted. We'll take a little break. That's more on the other side.